What's up, fruitful investors? In this video, I want to talk about why duplex conversions are such a smart real estate investing strategy and why we're doing so many of them lately. So on my channel, I've done a ton of videos about how to do duplex conversions, what to look out for, how the zoning process works, etc. So check out my YouTube channel for those videos. In this video, I want to talk about specifically why they're such a smart investment strategy. And why that is, number one, is because they're really good for the BRRRR strategy. So buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. I've done a ton of videos on BRRRRs as well. So check those out. But they're so good because we can jack the value up so high and pull so much money out. So I'll give you a quick little example of what we're doing in our market. So we're buying single family properties around the $400,000 mark. So just do a little visual here. This is a single family property when we're buying it. In order to convert it, we're checking the zoning. Like I said in those other videos, I talk a lot about that. We make sure the zoning is good for it and make sure we have a separate entrance, etc. The renovations cost on average for us $90,000. So we're turning this into 2 units, one upstairs, usually one in the basement. It's costing $90,000, but we flip the whole property, right? Up and down. We do all new wiring, new floors, new kitchen, new appliances. We fire rate the unit in between, right? All up to code, etc. That costs us about almost $100,000, so $90,000 on average. So, but the most important part is that the after repair value when we're done is $600,000 in my market all day long. We're doing this like almost monthly lately. We're buying duplex conversions, so we're raising the value a lot. So after this, we have $110,000 on average in equity, and it takes us usually 60 days to do it. So it's crazy. It's a really good strategy for BRRRRs. We can pull some money out. My partners get usually almost all of their money back on a project like this. So this is why duplex conversions are so smart. When it comes to single family properties, we can jack up the value a little bit. And especially right now where in my market, it's a hot market, it's a seller's market. The single family properties were my bread and butter, but they're getting really hard to find good deals because all the other home buyers are just buying them up, putting in ridiculous offers. We can't compete with those. On these, we can still compete with the crazy home buyers because we know what we're gonna do to it. We're gonna jack it up. The other home buyers aren't thinking about this strategy. They just wanna buy the nice little home and move in. So they're only paying, offering $390,000, $395,000. When we roll up there as the big investor, we drop $400,000 cash, firm offer. The sellers usually take our offer. Everybody thinks we're stupid because we paid so much money. They don't know what we're doing. We're doing this. We don't look so dumb 60 days later, do we? Okay? So this is why duplex conversions are a very smart idea. The second reason why is that it's more cash flow than a single family property, right? So the average single family property that we're doing in our portfolio, cash flows around $120, $140 a month after all property management. For me, that's cool, man. I'll do those properties all day long because they're easy, they're boring, they're quality tenants living inside them, and we're gonna hold them long term. We're gonna sell in year 5, year 7, so we're gonna make a ton of money, right? But on these cash flow about $400, even after the refinance, where my partner gets like almost all their money back, property managers installed in there, etc. It still cash flows between $300 and $400 a month on average. So there's more cash flow, more money to be made in duplex conversions. Cool. I like those two. I'll do both, single families and the multifamily duplex conversions here. The third reason why I love duplex conversions is that they're easier to sell than a typical multifamily, small multifamily. So triplex, fourplex. Once we start getting into the triplex and the fourplex mark, it's usually other investors that are buying those, right? Homeowners aren't buying typically the triplex and the fourplex. So the con is, we're dealing with other savvy buyers, other investors. They're not gonna overpay. They're not gonna, put crazy offers on a triplex or a fourplex. So we're selling to other savvy buyers. That can be good and not good. The duplexes are easier to sell than those because these can still sell to the mom and dad in the family here. I'll draw the family real quick, right? You got the 2 kids, right? These buyers will still buy these duplexes, which is cool. So we can sell these to an investor or still just a regular Joe buyer or a family. So it's easier to liquidate if we want to, and it usually liquidates and appreciates faster than the triplex and the fourplex. Why? those are based on numbers, they're based on fundamentals. The duplexes are still based on emotions, right? Oh, I can put mom and dad in the basement and we can live up here, right? It's more emotional. So they're gonna pay more and you'll get a better price on them, right? The last reason why these are so good as well is that millennials will buy them. So to house hack, which is another great investment strategy. So if you're a young real estate investor trying to build a name for yourself, trying to build your portfolio, right? You could buy the single family home, convert it yourself, you live in the basement or whatever, and you rent out the top floor and hopefully you're living for free, right? That's the idea. So I wish I did this when I was like 21, 22, when we bought our first property. I wish we bought a duplex conversion and lived rent free for those like very important 5 years or so before we bought the nice single family home here, right? That would have been cool. That would have been a really great strategy for young people. So if you're young and you're a millennial trying to get into real estate, this is called house hacking, right? I'll don't write that down, you already know it. This is called house hacking. So it's a very cool strategy for you to get into real estate and make some equity, right? Like imagine you did this on your own, you're 21, 22, 23 years old, you made 110 grand in equity. I mean, your parents probably don't even have that, right? So that's cool, being that young and be able to push that much value in equity and living almost or rent free or mortgage free. Like that's amazing for a 23-year-old or whatever. So do that if you're young. Don't go buy the other properties, you know, do this. It's always a strategy I recommend for young people who follow me and ask me questions. So if you like this video and you learned anything, please click like right below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to see 2 to 3 videos per week on how to invest in real estate. I'll see you in the next video.